Alright, welcome back everybody. We're back for another flight. Yet again, we've got the Soviet-Russian bear, Drago Bosnic, and we're gonna be going to fly. How are you guys doing? You good?
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah.
Yes, like always.
It's been a while.
It's been so long. Let me get back into the game here. We are in Libya on that new Russian airbase.
Libya.
Oh
Yeah.
damn, why does this not want to show you anything? If I do this and then I do this,
By the
can
way,
you see me now? You can see me now.
Yeah.
What's up?
Speaking of Russian bases, like Sudan, Sudan has agreed to deploy a Russian base. That's good.
Oh yeah,
And,
I heard that.
Yeah, being brutally honest with you, Russia should open more naval and more army across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, man. Russian presence should be felt on the planet.
It should. I agree with you. And
We're missing
here,
video, but soon, hopefully.
this is that
We
new
need
Russian
more
airbase.
bases.
This is that new Russian airbase in the south of Libya, which is supposed to be there.
Yeah, southeast.
Southeast, yeah, I guess. And I just wanted to outline to everyone that apparently, hold on, can you guys hear me? How's the volume on this thing?
Yeah,
Let
it's
me,
good.
Yeah, you sure?
I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear, man.
The engine's
Loud
not
and
too
clear.
loud?
No,
Can't
no.
hear. Oh, I love the
Alright.
sound of the engine. I mean, who doesn't love the sound of the L41F17?
I'm not sure that that's the actual sound we're hearing, but sure. In any case, I just wanted to outline that when the news broke about a month ago that this base was being updated and the Russians were moving in, that there was only one runway here, and the color of the tarmac was light gray. And even in the flight sim, they added a new runway, and they added what's it called? They added new tarmac. So Russia is definitely doing things here.
Yeah, Russia is losing, man. Just say it.
It's losing everywhere. It's losing everywhere. It's obvious.
Losing forward. Russia, we're losing forward.
You're famous for it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we're losing forward. Ukraine is winning backwards.
Yeah. And the SU57 is such an ugly plane, man.
Yeah.
It's useless. It's like a flying shovel.
Yeah. I mean, the aerodynamics are just horrible. I don't know how that thing flies.
Honestly, it flies
Russian
pretty
magic with magic.
It flies pretty well, man. Honestly, unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Because
Putin's
Russian
magic,
technology is usually very, very bad. I mean,
Yeah.
thankfully it was the Americans who went to space first and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to mention, man, that at least, yes, maybe the SU57 is good, but like Russia is too broke to mass produce it in numbers.
Yeah.
Of
It only
course.
has like 30 of them. Like it's horrible, right?
For anybody who's new here, by the way, hi, welcome. This is a comedy show, even though we're flying.
It's a comedy show,
has nothing to do with the reality, in case you haven't figured that out. The Russians, actually, their biggest problem is they don't have missiles for the planes.
All right, yeah. That's the biggest issue. They have nothing. They only have the auto cannons, and even those don't work well. So yeah.
We're
Those
gonna be
Mirage
taking...
2000s are going to shoot the Russians out of the sky. I mean, there's no way Russia can win the war now, man.
Speaking of the Mirage 2000, there was even like a French former person who was saying they are basically useless. How do you feel about that?
That's Russian propaganda, man. Obviously, that French guy doesn't know anything about his own aircraft. Like those are the real game changers. The F-16 was like good, but not that good. But now with the Mirage 2000, everything is going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to be Ukraine and Vladivostok in about 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
We're doing a stall on purpose up here. doing some fancy acrobatics. We can't do all the things that this plane can do in real life because we don't have thrust vectoring like it does in real life. And I'm wondering where we should go, considering we're in southern Libya, also known as the Sahara. As you can see, there's just like sand everywhere. When I originally did this flight, I went from another Libyan military airbase, and I flew from like what's the name of that? Benghazi? Is it Benghazi? It's on the eastern side of Libya in the bay. I flew from somewhere there in some military airport down to here, and it took like an hour and a half with a military jet. So Libya is a lot bigger than Gaza, where we flew last. By the way, check out the last flight in case you missed it. Also, so yeah, I was thinking, where should we fly here? That's worth seeing.
You said something, Soviet Russian bear? Sudan. Oh yeah. The
even
new
Sudan,
Russian naval base is there, right?
Yeah.
Even Sudan is quite a ways away from here. Like it would take at least an hour flight time, and that would be like flying really high so that we could fly really fast. But
just go to Benghazi then, because
Benghazi, okay.
So we'll just go north,
right? Because that's the closest city to the area, right?
The closest place where we can probably land, is north, where Benghazi is. But even that is not near by any stretch of the imagination. So while we're flying to there, do you guys want to tell me about how you feel about Russia's African influence and what's going on there?
Well, Africa is just, Russia is just going to colonize it, like oppress the poor black people.
I love how the media are presenting. They're literally presenting it that way. Like they're saying, but it's so funny because they're essentially admitting that the Europeans colonized and Westerners colonized Africa. They're saying, you're just going to replace the old master with a new one. Like, we are the master, so we're already here. Like, don't bother doing that. But they realize that it's in Russia's interest. Russia's not doing this just because it's an altruistic nation. The point is, it's in Russia's interest to see Africa stronger, because Africa is going to be one of the poles of the multipolar world, and it's going to push back against the West, because the West has been pretty much destroying Africa for centuries and colonizing it and using it as not just as slave labor, but essentially taking away its resources and developing its own economies at the expense of Africans. So, like, you have a lot of paradoxes here, because a lot of Africans can't afford stuff like chocolate or iPhones or something like that, or let's say cars. But many of in many cases, most of the resources needed to build those things or make those things are found in Africa. So you're going to have like people in cocoa fields working in Africa like for $1 a day, which means they would need to like work a year. So many of them haven't even seen a chocolate. They don't even know it exists. So the point is, they don't get to eat it, but without them, nobody else would get to eat it, or without the kids who are working in those cobalt mines in Congo.
You reminded me of Mike Benz. Did you watch that talk where he's talking about how people don't appreciate what it takes to get a pencil, and they don't know how a pencil is made and what it takes to make a pencil, and the CIA has to work through USAID when it's rebranded so that you can get pencils in the West. Did you see that?
Yeah. I mean, I really feel for the Westerners. Fuck the kids who are working in the mines, because the Westerners without pencils, that's the real thing that should cause empathy.
Mines.
It's ridiculous.
You almost made me talk about mining in Serbia, but let's not talk about mining in Serbia.
They're trying to turn us into one of those fucking colonies, which already exist in Africa and have existed for centuries, essentially. And I want to remind people, Belgium, the most democratic nation in the history of the world, had, the Belgian Congo, which is the modern day DR Congo. And they did so many democratic things there to the natives, especially to their limbs.
Very democratic,
Really democratic.
And King Leopold, man.
Especially the King Leopold, the philanthropist of the day, of his age.
Yeah. He did so many good. He did so many.
He raised Africa. He educated them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he was very pro-African, the most pro-African guy ever. Right.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure Africans are all no idea what happened to them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they are suddenly supporting Russia and hate the West because West is better than them and they're jealous, right? It's not about killing millions of Africans.
It's time traveling Russian propaganda, man. As always.
Yeah, exactly. The Russians just time traveled to the 19th century and killed millions of Africans and then pinned it on the Europeans, and they just went there to help, obviously.
This flight is not very dramatic.
I'm getting the news. Guys. Estonia is ready to defend Ukraine in the event of a repeat of military actions on the territory of this country in the future. Estonian Foreign Minister Markus Tsahkna. Estonia is a very fast country, Estonia.
we should go fly over Estonia one time. It would take like 3 minutes.
I would just surrender if I were Russian, because now that Estonia has joined the show, I mean, you're done, man. That's it.
All 7,000, all 7,000 of them.
Yeah, right. 7,000 Estonians, man. It's like, wow, we're done. We're fucked. We're screwed, man.
Yeah. Just go behind the Urals, man. That's your only chance.
Oh man, the mighty Estonia is a superpower, man.
Yeah. I mean, I would be really afraid, especially of Kaja Kallas. I mean, she's dangerous.
Yeah, Kaja Kallas. She's a poor daughter of Estonian communist high official. Yeah, she's a. Yeah, her father was so poor, like. Yeah, guys.
Guys, for the record, we're not gonna go all the way to Benghazi because that would take too long, and we have an airport coming up here somewhere in about 50 miles, and we're gonna try and attempt a landing that actually works, unlike all the other landings so far in these Working Brother Flies series. But I think it's down here somewhere below us. But yeah, Africa, the Sahara, a lot more colorful than you'd expect it to be.
Right.
You guys don't think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just all yellow sand or whatever people think it is.
Lots of weird things in the desert here as well, but that's a whole different show.
It seems to me that's the place where they're shooting all the videos about Mars and
and where probably Elon Musk is gonna go there.
No, that's Greenland. That's Greenland, actually. Like it's actually Greenland.
Really? Yeah.
That's why they need it, because they need to go to Mars.
Yeah.
You know what would be funny? Like if they set up everything and then the Russians find out, and then they let they let Musk and then the U.S. say, "Oh, here we are, we landed on Mars," and then the Russians they publish some satellite imagery that proves otherwise.
Speaking of satellite imagery, what happened to that new Russian satellite? They posted pictures of Dubai and other pictures from satellite, and then they just went offline. Can we get more pictures from Russian satellites? Is it publicly available? Do either of you know?
Well, not-
you know what
not
you know what I'm
military
talking
ones.
about.
Yeah, but not military ones. I mean, the military ones are just offline.
They don't do what the Americans do, like publish low resolution versions, huh?
Yeah. They usually, I mean, their satellites are pretty good. They don't have as many of them as the Soviet Union did back in the 80s, but still, like, the satellites that Russia uses today are far more advanced.
Yeah. But we're
A lot of the
working
satellites that the Soviet Union and Russia were using, like, it's not like satellite imagery satellites, but it's about all sorts of like electronic warfare stuff and radar surveillance and so on and so on. This is why like people don't get this impression that Russia is like a space power, because Russia doesn't like really go around and show off with those things. Only like in recent times that Russia has started using these reconnaissance satellites with satellite imagery because it's necessary for, of course, for tactical ISR and strategic ISR, obviously. So yeah.
But we have Google. The US has Google Maps. We have Yandex Maps.
Right.
With our own, I believe it's our own imagery.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like I remember there was this one Russian guy who got lost in some place in Siberia, and he was like stupid and he took like Google Maps, and that's why he got lost. And as soon as he switched to Yandex Maps, it gave him the right image because I mean Yandex obviously working in Russia gets the best information about Russia itself. And the interesting thing is, most people don't know this, but the Soviet Union in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s had this massive program of mapping out the topography of the planet. And this was done actually by actual people on the ground. And they went around the world and pretty much, noted and recorded the topography of every place on the planet, and these maps were then sent to the Russian, at the time the Soviet military, and they were put in all these databases. And actually the Russian inertial guidance systems, which cannot be jammed because they are in the missile itself, are actually stored in the missiles from the data that was collected by these thousands of Soviet and Russian topographers who were working for the military. And like, this is why the Russians have the best INS in the world.
That's insane. That's very interesting to note. Also, we're approaching Kufra. Fans of Libyan warfare might know where we are. We will find out after this recording, and I'll be sure to post it in the post on Telegram. By the way, if you're not on Telegram, I don't know why you are here. Follow me on Telegram, because that's where all the latest updates are, even when they're not here on YouTube. Also, we're fast approaching this airport, which seems to have 2 runways. And we're gonna hope to actually put this baby down properly this time.
Let's not
guys,
pull off the F-35.
Let's try and not do that. Last time was almost F-35-ish. The thing about this game is,
homie.
the thing about this game or simulator is that it doesn't actually have a damage model. So if you if you damage anything even a little bit, like immediately it like just exits the simulation.
No, man, that's Russian propaganda. The point is, like, the SU-57 is just a bad aircraft. It can't even land, man.
Yeah, it's definitely the aircraft. It has nothing to do with me. We're getting much better frame rates here in the desert than we were over Syria. So there's that. We might do a desert flying series. Probably not.
Well, no electronic warfare, no
settings.
Russian electronic warfare yet there. Like, Persukas are still not, haven't been transported.
This runway is closed. Do you see those X's on the runway? We have to switch runways. I don't know why that runway is closed. Also, I've never seen an airport like this that's on the hill and under the hill at the same time. Oh, perfect.
Is it touchdown?
Perfect. We have touched down. We are braking. All right.
Brake, okay.
We have stopped.
Russian SU57 ran out of battery, man. Such a bad aircraft.
All right. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, that's
is
enough, definitely.
where is my control thing here? Come on. Come on. There we go. There's everybody. Guys, thank you for being here.
Yep.
Thank you for your patience. Everybody who's stuck around to the end. This was a relatively short flight in Libya. You got to see some desert. 20 minutes of flying, not bad. You guys, see you later.
See you later, man.
Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And peace out.